Well, hello there. Welcome, welcome to my special live stream Let's Play today. Today I have for you is the Friday the 13th. Yes, you heard that right. Friday the 13th. Let's do this.
Some mysteries. Who's out there? All new tonight at 10 on History. Cleveland, Ohio, October 29, 2009. Police arrived at the home of Agnes Soul with a warrant to arrest him for an alleged rape. Before they even enter the house, they get the horror that awaits them inside.
As soon as they opened the door of the house, there was a horrific stench. They get up to the third floor, and the lead officer sees dead bodies. The bodies were so decomposed, they recognized that the coroner came out, started taking evidence from the scene. It's a long night.
In total, investigators recovered the bodies of 11 women, choked to death by the man who would become known as the Cleveland Strangler. He committed these murders over the course of just 2 years, all without leaving his hometown and without raising the suspicions of the community.
Neighbors were shocked that the man was a serial killer. He seemed like a charming, helpful, quiet former Marine. He was named Honor Marine in his boot camp, was discharged honorably as a sergeant, and was suspected when he was hiding in his house. It was very important for him to be seen as a helper. There were elderly people and single women that he would perform household tasks for, mow their lawn, fix their sink.
An individual who tends to be psychopathic can have very strong connections to the community and typically is very difficult to takes advantage of a situation on the spot to do something impulsive.
In hindsight, Saul's efforts to portray himself as an upstanding member of the community were really a cover for his evil side. According to all accounts, he was born into a dark world of both physical and emotional abuse.
Anthony Soul was a product of a broken home. He was raised by his mother and grandmother in a large house in East Cleveland. 14 people were living in the house. His mother was physically abusive to the children. Her favorite targets were Anthony Soul's nieces. She stripped them naked, tied them to a banister, and she whipped them to the ground. From an early age, he associated sex with violence. As an adult, whipping naked women is exactly the pattern that he recreated. So, from the earliest time that he could possibly remember, there is no indication of any kind of real morality. His mother didn't particularly feel sorry for him. Why should he feel sorry for someone?
Okay, well, gotta be careful of that because Jason could pop in any moment.
And almost immediately found himself in trouble with the law.
He had some arrests for drinking, drug use, breaking and enterings, until 1989. Met a woman, brought her home, took her upstairs to the 3rd floor where he said they were going to party, and then he raped her violently over a 24-hour period. She's able to yell and scream to get the attention of neighbors. She testifies against him in court. He goes away for 15 years.
When he was released from prison in 1995, Anthony Soul was not only an ex-con, but a registered sex offender. So how was he able to avoid suspicion and commit murder practically? And not once, but 11 times.
Anthony Soul would charm women.
So you can play this crane and you can win anything. Whatever I catch here, it actually...
Soul is fairly popular killer because he was the man with crack. Solo's victims were
Welcome to Friday the 13th.
And were transient. Solo's a prototypical narcissist, extremely self-absorbed, to the point of committing murder to gain whatever he needed to gain.
Serial killers are very charming, and that's actually how they get close to their victim, close enough to actually do the deed. Psychopaths are known to be able to manipulate their social prowess, and many of them actually have very high emotional intelligence. It's just that they decide when they're going to use it and when they're not.
Okay.
Their first victim.
Nothing in that door.
Because they're available.
Nope.
Or because they've had a thought about this. Out of all the 50 people that may be in that bar,
Did I just heard steps?
they know go with them. Why and how
Okay, no, not yet.
did that individual
Masvidal's getting comfortable here. There's that combo that finishes up the middle again.
be missed, so forth and so on. But that's too simple an explanation.
Today, Anthony Solo is on death row in Chillicothe Correctional Institution in Ohio. In addition to the 11 murders he was convicted for, Solo claims to have carried out dozens of rapes himself over a period of more than 4 decades before he was stopped. But did Anthony Solo become a serial killer because of the abuse he suffered at the hands of his mother? Or was he, as some experts believe, simply bad? Some of the greatest stories.
No, nothing there.
We're bringing the most notorious prison breaks to life like never before. We'll unearth every step of their meticulous planning and follow every suspenseful moment of their escape. It's one of the largest manhunts in history.
So my dogs did something naughty. I was just hanging out when the doorbell rang. And when I went to check it out, there was a random package.
Escapes with Morgan Freeman. New series November 14th.
I wanna taste her lips, yeah, 'cause they taste.
No, resume.
JC tried game plates for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-time game plates user. What would you call a new crispy chicken sandwich made by Subway sandwich experts? With seasoned chicken breast, a crispy golden brown coating that's freshly prepared just for you? We call it
Oh man, I don't like this.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Jason could come on any moment.
Call Conway.
That's what I'm talking about.
You get a home phone line, unlimited high-speed internet, and TV with all your favorite channels, all for only $89.95 a month. Call now and get 6 months absolutely free. Be like hundreds of thousands of Canadians and join the wave. So let me get this straight. I get a home phone line. All for only $89.95 a month. Get unlimited internet and TV with all your favorite channels.
Wait, what?
For only $89.95
For a second right there, I thought that door had closed.
unlimited internet and TV.
Can't go there.
Absolutely free.
Now that's a great deal.
Stop paying too much. Call 1-866-503-1235 and join the way.
See you Saturday.
Here we go. Hey, hey, hey. Here we go. Then get me out. Here we go. We can't do it alone. Here we go. Then get me out. Here we go.
Got it?
How doers get more done.
This? Oh boy, now this, where the interesting part comes. Halloween. Oh crap.
Feel what's real.
Wow,
Oh, for a minute right there, I thought that was Jason.
Some guy was after her. Percy didn't do this. Maybe he made a mistake.
Wednesdays only on Showcase. Catch up on Stack TV or the Global TV app.
By the order of the mayor's office, you leave in supervised custody. My team get the beat on the Batman trophy, and then you use your creepy brain to figure out where it is.
All new Wednesdays only on Showcase. Catch up on Stack TV or the Global TV app. There are things in this world that makes no one should have experience, and it is my job to make them right.
Okay.
I want your help.
He said, not coming on.
It's not gonna happen, Russell.
If you do shot, then
Okay.
Am I just supposed to make small talk like you're not gonna spend your day going Jessica Jones on bad guys?
Equalizer. Sunday on Global. Catch up on Stack TV.
Springs, Illinois, December 11th, 1978. 15-year-old Robert Peast is working the afternoon shift at Nissan Pharmacy when he overhears a customer say that he's looking for help with a remodeling. It will pay $5 an hour, almost double the pay that Peast makes at the pharmacy. At 9 p.m., Robert leaves the store to get started with his new employer, John Wayne.
Okay, nothing there.
John Wayne Gacy ran a construction company, and he would offer young boys jobs for his construction company. And of course, they wanted to get jobs. He'd say, "You're looking for a job? Come on, my house." And when they got there, he'd say, "By the way, did I ever show you the old handcuff trick?" So he put him in handcuffs behind his back. And once it was over,
Robert Peast's family reported him missing. Police arrived at John Gacy's home and the basement to investigate. They found 3 bodies in the basement. The earth was moving, shaking everywhere. Millions of worms in the bodies.
Nothing there.
One of the most horrific crime scenes in American history.
he led a life of running a business, and then
What?
during a period of years, he apparently went out and
Okay, good. For a second right there, I thought I heard a noise for a second right there,
mystery.
but I didn't.
Between 1972 and 1978, John Wayne Gacy
Oh, it's right there.
at least 30.
It's not that far.
But perhaps even more disturbing is the fact that often, during the murders, Gacy liked to dress up like a circus clown. It was a character he had created for fundraising events and children's birthday parties. Gacy's deceptions were so effective that he won.
Do you load your 4x4 with 2x4s? We built a new program for pros, VIP Pro.
John Gacy was extremely active in his community. He would give parties, barbecues, 200 people for all of his neighbors.
Wait.
But looming beneath Gacy's baby-faced grin and child-friendly persona was a deeply troubled man who was plagued by a toxic mix of childhood trauma and mental defects.
My dad was a drinker. John was always drinking than my father. He had a learning disability. He had problems at special school. My father would always say to him, you know, you act like a sissy, you know, you need to be more of a man. My mom told me that John had been sexually assaulted when he was around 8 or 9 years of age. John never said a word about his abuse or anything. It's hard for me to fathom that John killed 33 young men. But my brain tells me he had to.
On May 10th, 1994, was executed by lethal
Thank you.
But in the wake of his death, one last question had to be considered. Could John Wayne Gacy's dark impulses have been genetically hardwired inside him?
I think everybody tries to figure out what type of
person is a serial killer? Is this something that I have to worry about with my children or my children's children? Is it there in the genes, or is it something that created a problem?
In an effort to find a possible clinical explanation for Gacy's horrific crimes, forensic psychiatrist Dr. Helen Morrison, who had served as an expert witness at the trial, made a bold request to the killer's family.
When Gacy was going to be executed, I called the family and asked them if we could use the brain for scientific study. The There's two sisters, neither one of them killed anybody, and we wanted to get some kind of sense of what happened.
Nothing there.
This is the brain of John Wayne Gacy. This
Wait.
is the first brain that we've been able to get to
Gotcha.
for any potential
Is in words.
that might be a serial killer.
But dissecting the diseased brain of a serial killer really offer a scientific explanation for John Wayne Gacy's grotesque crimes. Helen Morrison hoped for a satisfying answer.
Upstairs.
Absolutely nothing abnormal. Now the thought was, it's a dead brain. What is it going to show us about what's happening in that live brain? We needed a living brain.
What the?
We needed to be able to...
Wait, I got one!
Accurately determine the serial killer gene does exist by studying a living brain. Many brain scans from psychopaths show a loss of activity.
I think I have to go and see where there's electricity box. I'm pretty sure you do.
Although we see sort of this evidence for some hardwiring of psychopaths and these brain differences, we also know that nurture plays a huge role. So not every single person who has psychopathic-looking brains actually turn out to be psychopaths in terms of their actions. They don't necessarily commit a bunch of crimes.
But what if one day in the future we're able to determine that a serial killer gene really does exist? What would we do with someone who has that particular gene but hasn't yet committed any crimes?
Who's making that determination? And should they be the ones to be?
But even if we do eventually crack the serial killer code and find out what compels them to kill, we still may be powerless to stop the bloodshed. Because how do you stop someone before they commit a crime? Unless, of course, they want to be caught in the first place.
Nope.
There are things happening here that we can't explain. Someday, we're going to see this kid with the team digs.
Most likely it's upstairs somewhere. First, I will check out this room.
All new Sundays on history. The deeper we dug, the stronger the signal was getting on the metal detector. That's crazy. You guys feel that? Stream anytime with Stack TV or the Global TV app. Go together with the refreshed TV Aeroplan Visa Infinite card. Share free first check bags for even up to 8 travelers. TV, ready to help you move forward.
Never thought I was going to work at Amazon. I took a job to support my family. I took it. I thought there was a lot of opportunity. I had multiple promotions since my the associates, the managers, they care about people. That's one of the biggest parts of Amazon achievement. I'm staying to show myself how to make a career. That's why I want to be a manager. I just need a few more promotions.
hockey, but we wanted them to pursue their own passions. We were just having a party for all. Where have you been all weekend? Don't use that tone with me.
Jeez. Where's the flashlight and eat it?
Featuring the Roadhouse Burger. That's 2 sandwiches, fries, and a drink for just $4.99. Get the Roadhouse Burger, cheeseburger, or chicken junior. Do it the same or mix and match. The $4.99 King Meal Deal.
With Downy infusions, let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy.
With one taste, Denise realized she'd been missing out on smooth, full-bodied Nescafe Gold Espresso. She also realized she'd been mispronouncing it as espresso. 20 years ago, a little friend of ours got a lot of attention from getting meals. The idea of a tiny evil that could actually be living in our homes got us talking about how easy it is to be fooled by what we see. Today, the internet is full of things that look just as real. In our digital world, we need to think smarter and double-check before we believe anything we see. Find out how at breakthefake.com. It seems most serial killers can't resist the cat and mouse. Hanging letters to the police, leaving clues at the scene of the crime, even drawing maps to where the bodies of their victims can be found. But why? Are they trying to prove how smart they are? Or are they really desperate to get caught? Communicate with the media and law enforcement. Mike, the video team sent a total of 21 letters to local newspapers that revealed specific details about his crime.
Nothing more there.
For David Berkowitz, who antagonized police with handwritten letters which he signed, "Yours in murder, Mr. Monster." David Berkowitz, the so-called son of Sam killer, started his murders using a .44 caliber pistol in New York City at the time the United States was celebrating its 200-year anniversary. I mean, this was a guy who said, "Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm the monster that you're afraid of." And he wanted credit for his crimes. But why would a killer risk being caught by engaging with and even taunting the police? Are they looking to become famous? Dennis Rader, a.k.a. the BTK, out of Wichita, Kansas. BTK standing for bind them, torture them, kill them. I mean, this arrogance, this feeling of superiority existed in him to the very end, and that was the reason he was ultimately caught.
He lived down the street from me. I could watch the coming and going quite easily.
What did you do then?
I manually strangled her when she started to scream.
Dennis Rader, he liked to torture victims, psychologically and physically torture them. He would stalk victims. He'd go to their homes, to hide in the homes. When people came home, he would attack them, tie them up, and then torture them. Sometimes he'd tell them, "I might kill you, I might not kill you. We'll see." Of course, he was going to kill them. He wanted them to suffer. So he's very sadistic that way. Rader were committed on the very first night. So here you have someone who committed a mass murder, and he would have gotten away. We would have never known who he was, but he wanted to terrorize that community.
Good evening tonight. Now that we know BTK is back, the city is anxious and fearful.
A letter sent to the Wichita Eagle is believed to be from the serial killer.
Dan Schrader stopped killing for a long time. For several years, he just stopped killing. And eventually, he realized he was never going to be.
I never seen this before. Huh. Okay, now this is so weird.
He starts sending mementos from his crimes to the newspaper, the law enforcement. He sent a computer disk with some memory of really all the FBI was able to
Duh!
back to
Jeez.
where he was an elder. They were able to identify.
Okay.
So my dogs did something naughty. I was just hanging out when the doorbell rang. And when I went to check it out, there was a random package sitting on my front porch. So
It's a red bear with me. I'm just, and I haven't played this before, the Jason, so it's new. Friday the 13th. Chainsaw Massacre. Okay.
Or even infants. Or was he really trying to be stopped and then punished for his crimes? Very some, because of their narcissism, they might be recognized for their art. They're in it for the game. That is all the way through. They want movies about them, they want books written about them, they want to be interviewed, because that's narcissism. One serial killing leads to another serial killing. That leads to another serial killing. Because you have your moments of fame, you go out like a shooting star.
Collecting sports cards is a big American hobby. But this collectible series will go on the market. Serial killers and mass murderers.
There are many who believe that for some serial killers, the desire to be famous is equal to their desire to kill. But if so, why? Perhaps the answer can be found in the same method. Many serial killers now use there have been several times that I wanted to quit. Doubt it. I am so discouraged. Whoa. Question. Where do we go from here? And wanted to give up. Let's throw in the towel.
No, this bathroom. Probably will be in the next bathroom.
I've never seen anything like it. It is leaching metals into that water. It's gold. The curse of Okai season November 7th on History.
The Blue Barnacle is on a winning streak, and so is this hockey day with the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Woo!
Go the wrong way. Ah, there you go.
It's 2 cheeseburgers for just $5, or 2 doubles with cheese for almost $7. So, can you go 2 for 2? Does he have the cream to keep this delicious winning streak alive? He does. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Oh, check out the new experience.
Elderberry has been used for centuries in herbal medicine. Nature's Way St. Lucas gummies. Delicious elderberry gummies with vitamin C and zinc. Help you immune function. Oh, so very elderberry.
Teaching Bible is all here. It's the reading smash here. It's something for everyone.
Sunset blue.
Yep, right here.
Okay, if you're a Canadian resident between 40 and 80 years of age, you're guaranteed to be accepted. You can get a guaranteed cash amount up to $25,000. Prices start from just $13.95 a month. Blood tests for approval. I can arrange everything over the phone.
That's cheaper than I thought, and all sounds so goofy. I can save my family from paying for my funeral when the time comes. There might even be some left over as a gift for the creative gift.
Final expenses insurance is available exclusively over the phone. You can get covered in minutes with just one phone call. With no medicals for approval, no fill out, and zero stress.
To get a quote today, call our friendly Canadian team at 1-844-934-2736 or visit dustyinsurance.ca.
There's a whole lot of careful criminals out there. CSIs have the scene.
There's always something to say for a look.
Well, fine. Testable hypothesis. Just the truth.
The internet.
Okay.
At the click of a button. But is it also capable of making serious, easier, and perhaps safer for the killers than ever before? Not necessarily. For decades, this Golden State Killer has committed 13 murders in California between 1974 and 1986 and was given several names in the press. Baffled investigators.
Oh yes, Friday the 13th.
2-year-old Joseph James DeAngelo with first-degree murder and identified him as the Golden State Killer. How did they finally crack the case? An investigator uploaded crime scene DNA to Gimage, a genealogy website that allows people to compare the genetic information. Authorities were able to
I do the same thing. I'll tell you that I never would. Tell you I change you.
to DeAngelo himself. But does this mean that finding serial killers will soon become so efficient that we will be able to stop them before they begin their reign of terror? It's a compelling notion, but unlikely. According to Radcliffe University's serial killer database, there have been more than 3,000 confirmed serial killers in the United States since 1900. And criminologists believe that the United States has produced more serial killers than any other country in the world. But why? Any country has the capacity to produce serial killers, but there are some cultures, like American culture,
I do the same thing. I'll tell you that I never would. Tell you.
and it makes us think about murder in very strange ways. For most people, it doesn't create killers, but it does fascinate people.
I do think it's true that we're overly interested in serial killers in this culture, and that people are fascinated by things of human emotion. Whether that contributes to copycat crimes, that is a question that is worth asking.
Is it possible that our interest in serial killers is actually creating new ones? It's certainly a frightening possibility, but no more than the enduring mystery of what causes a person to hunt human beings for sport.
Although we know a lot about serial killers in the United States, there's just a lot about motivation for human behavior that we don't understand, that we don't know. And that's what allows these individuals to stay out there stalking, identifying, and killing.
There's not one program.
It dropped. It dropped halfway through.
Their motivations and what drives them to kill. So or is it something within us that makes
Oh, basement, really?
serial killers?
Oh.
Perhaps that's why we find it so disturbing, so unexplained.
This program is available with described video for the visually impaired.
Astonishing sea creatures defy imagination.
creatures. Underwater life forms display mysterious behavior.
So they're totally alien forms of life that have never been found anywhere else on the planet.
Scientists say we know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the bottom of our own oceans. But is it any...
Do you load your 4x4 with 2x4s? We built a new program for pros, VIP Pro.
This is a revolutionary. Just the opening of the door to the realization that our oceans are in fact a great extraterrestrial laboratory.
There is a doorway in the universe. Beyond it is the promise of truth. It demands we question everything we have ever thought. The evidence is all around us. The future is right before our eyes.
So basically, I have to find a key to unlock the basement. Okay.
November 2006. A video is anonymously posted.
We're close. I'm gonna organize them for you to make it very easy.
While the footage is low quality, long arms and legs, or possibly a mermaid-like fin, can be made out as the creature draws nearer to the camera, and the video abruptly ends. Information posted with the clip claims it shows the Ningang, a legendary sea creature said to lurk off the coast of Antarctica. While the footage was faked, other photos and videos of the Ningang have surfaced in recent years. And there are those who believe this disturbingly human-like sea monster is real. Now, most people, when they saw the images, quickly dismissed it as a hoax. But things in the past, too, like the idea of a kraken, some large squid was never even thought possible until it was discovered. History books are filled with sensational encounters with terrifying sea monsters. Many of these stories were derided as myth until evidence was found centuries after. It is deep, it is tempestuous, so it frightens us. So mariners' tales of sea serpent sea monsters go back to the earliest times of folklore. They represent some of our deepest terrors.
The ocean is a good example of this fact meet fiction scenario. You have stories like the Kraken, these giant sea monsters, and then the science catches up, so to speak. We find that yes, there are these giant squid down there. So that begs the question, what else might be down there? And frankly, we haven't got a clue.
As we venture deeper into the ocean, there's no telling what we're going to find. But one thing we'll
No, but there's a TV there.
blowing. Could the Ningang and other even more incredible creatures that we have yet to encounter be hiding out in the depths? Water represents only 1% of the planet's livable space. 90% belongs to the oceans, and less than 10% of that space has been explored.
The ocean does represent probably the last real, unexplored area of the Earth. The surface of the ocean floor is largely uncharacterized.
It's kind of strange when you think about it. We know more about the surface of the moon and the surface on Mars than we know about the ocean floors. Up until 1875, the mainstream scientific viewpoint was that living organisms could not exist more than 1,800 feet beneath the surface of the ocean. But then, a scientific expedition discovered over 4,700 new tons of life beneath that depth. And an even more remarkable discovery.
Download this app today.
they first peeked on these deep sea vents, they found giant tube worms riftia that are amazing size and beautifully colored. All sorts of shrimp, crabs, fish live in these vents. So they're
Got it.
alien forms of life that have never been found anywhere else on the planet.
Central to the underwater ecosystem is an unusual food source.
Bacteria exist they actually take these sulfur-containing compounds to generate their energy for their cells, essentially.
The discovery transforms the field of marine biology. Considering the fact that these extraordinary creatures have been found, is it also possible that so-called sea monsters presumed to be mythological, such as the Ningat of Antarctica, could exist as well? While no physical evidence of the Ningat has come to light yet, there is proof of an equally mystifying creature that lurks in the depths. Dorney,
Ooh, I never seen this before. Oh well.
Maybe temperatures become too high.
Very interesting.
These animals revert to a juvenile stage from the adult stage and basically start life all over again. So
Nope. Nothing here.
In the lab, there are some lines of little jellyfish that haven't experienced death yet. Through their developmental stages repeatedly.
a jellyfish that has the potential to live forever? But how is it possible that a creature could exist on Earth that is so unlike any other life form yet discovered, and that scientists still struggle to explain? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest there could be a very simple answer, that the immortal jellyfish, and perhaps other bizarre creatures of the deep, are not native to this planet, but arrived here from space. On August 19, 2014, Russian cosmonauts aboard the International Space Station made an incredible discovery. Clinging to the exterior of the windows was an organism commonly found underwater: sea plankton.
Recent. Personally have collaborated with the group of very distinguished scientists who are involved in this, and we concluded there's no way the microbes can be lofted to 400 kilometers from the surface, so they have to come from outside.
Has Dr. Chandra Wickramasinghe, along with his colleagues, found irrefutable evidence of alien life that is able to survive the extreme conditions of outer space and potentially travel to Earth? And could the fact that it was found to be plankton indicate that life forms coming from space are capable of surviving Earth's oceans?
Here's what's so crazy. We've discovered new creatures and new species in places where 20 years ago it was scientific fact that no life could exist in those places. We now have even found fish at the bottom of deepest spots of the ocean where even a submarine could get crushed. And there's living fish down there? How is that possible? It shouldn't work on Earth, but it does. So my question is, are some
Okay, so nothing in here. Okay. So the basement is, I searched, it's not down there.
Not be from Earth at all. And if alien life forms really do inhabit our seas, did they arrive here by accident? Or were they sent here deliberately as part of an extraterrestrial agenda? Perhaps further clues can be found by examining an object that recently crash landed on Earth, carrying cargo that has the potential to create life.
Nope.
Michelin instructed plant 1 out of 3 commercial planes in the world. Michelin, motion for life.
It's the $4.99 meal deal featuring the Roadhouse Burger. That's 2 sandwiches, fries, and a drink for just $4.99 at the Roadhouse Burger. Cheeseburger or chicken junior. Choose the same or mix and match. The $4.99 meal deal only at Burger King.
Let's be real. Who knows the time to in an hour or two? I don't know. But a few minutes here or there, totally cool. So we started with Brand. It's a fast and easy way to clean without the whole production. Super heavy duty gloss. There's nothing there without furniture. So simple. And dusters easily get into hard to reach places without climbing a step ladder. They travel long enough to once, twice. Then we stop.
Yes! Oh, that's what I've been waiting for. The Chloe app, you guys are gonna win prizes.
December 1974. Cambridge University professor of astronomy, Dr. John Berkeley Singer, publishes an article in Nature magazine that says the scientific community affirms. For decades, the mainstream viewpoint has been that life on Earth spontaneously arose from a so-called primordial soup or organic compounds in the planet's primitive oceans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, yeah. But it's all new to me. All of this. I haven't played this for a while. So I'm new to this, so bear with me, guys.
Every single textbook on biology that people have studied maybe 10, 20 years ago starts with the story of primordial soup. There is no evidence for this at all, and so the alternative to primordial soup is that life did not start here on the Earth, but came from outside. There are 2 types of panspermia. One, which is just panspermia, which suggests that life was carried on the backs of comets throughout the universe. So it's a natural seeding of the planet. The second is what's called directed panspermia, and the definition behind that
Okay.
is that an intelligent
Yeah, that's not This is not too bad. But in a way, this is a little bit boring, but if it's for live streaming only, then by all means it will, right?
but a recent discovery could prove that notion wrong and physical evidence that panspermia not only occurred but continues to affect life on Earth. Building key secret. March 2019. Ancient astronaut theorist Giorgio Supernos.
Do you load your 4x4 with 2x4s? We built a new program for pros, VIP Pro.
Dr. Chen? Hello. Great to have me here. Thank you so much for bringing me here. Dr. Chen recently analyzed 2 meteorites recovered in 1998 and discovered something incredibly unexpected. A salt crystal containing water. Giorgio was eager to find out proceeded to find extraterrestrials.
So here we've got a box full of heavy meteorites. Wow. Within a stone meteorite, we've got something called the dendritic meteorite. They are interesting because they have organic material. The meteorite that I found extremely interesting, special, two meteorites actually, Zach and Monahan's meteorite. They are both altered They both fell to Earth in 1998. And what's more interesting is both of these meteorites had salt crystals that stunning full coloration to them. More interesting is within this salt crystal, we found water, liquid water inclusion within them.
I try to wrap my mind around this. So you're telling me that you found meteorites that actually contain liquid water in them. You say to someone that maybe the water entered the meteorite after it fell on Earth.
We were lucky because they both fell in a dry condition, and they would retreat really quickly once they observed the fall. So it was not by the rain.
Okay.
Should we have a look at it and they clean up?
Yes, please. That would be amazing. Absolutely.
Before they can examine the meteorite sample, Georgia and Dr. Chan change into protective gear that will keep the laboratory sterile.
All right. So this is it.
This is it. Can we have a look under the microscope?
Yes.
Trying to move that in focus now. There it is. I'm going to enlarge it on my screen. This is it. You're looking at a speck of water in a meteorite. This is the first time that we've found amino acids with water.
This is extraordinary.
Amino acids. These organic compounds are the building blocks of life. So finding them within liquid water on a meteorite is extraordinary.
Okay, that does not open.
Have started life on Earth.
So one of the exciting things about the discovery of the blue salt crystals and the asteroids that crashed Earth is the building block of food. And so it really shows that Earth isn't the only place where the right chemistry exists for life.
The panspermia theory cannot be dismissed. And one reason is as follows. In the early Earth, we were hit by meteors and probably boiled off many times in the past, making life impossible. But then the solar system became quiet, and we had ocean. Boom! Life is off the ground.
Scientists are finding more and more evidence that shows organic material arrived here from other worlds billions of years ago. And some believe that process continues to this day.
This is the nanotech.
Okay.
Capable of doing isotopic analysis.
In another laboratory, Dr. Chan shows Georgia the machine that analyzed the meteorite samples on a nanometer scale. The results are then displayed on a computer screen, showing a comparison between amino acids found on Earth and those that arrived here from space.
This is very interesting because, first of all, we see a bunch of acids that are common in terrestrial life. And over here, we've got other extraterrestrial amino acids.
Really? This is a revolutionary discovery. I immediately go to the idea of panspermia, that life has been brought throughout the entire galaxy.
Right here.
With which we can't even fathom how it was done.
The building blocks of protein that we know to be necessary for life, these very building blocks, the same amino acids that we found on Earth, is ubiquitous in the universe. It's everywhere. It's found on asteroids. It's found on comets too.
So, in your estimation, what is the likelihood of life having begun elsewhere?
We've got so many different galaxies, and there's so many different planets. And we could have water elsewhere. We know that amino acids and building blocks of life are ubiquitous.
Okay.
So I think it's
Okay, we'll do that then.
Thank you so much.
not gonna be that easy, but
Are the seeds of life being sent to Earth inside meteorites? Developing new alien species in the deepest parts of our oceans? And if so, to what end? Perhaps further clues can be found by examining one of the most mysterious and intelligent creatures in the sea, the octopus. There are things happening here that we can't explain. Someday, Steve is the team digs where they're not supposed to. Why would somebody some days on history. Listen to episode. The deeper we go, the stronger the signal is getting on the metal detector. That's crazy. You guys feel that? Stream anytime with Stack TV or the Global TV app.
If you're only using facial moisturizer in the morning, did you know the best time for skin renewal is at night? Olay Retinol 24 renews millions of surface skin cells while you sleep. Wake up to smoother, younger looking skin with Olay Retinol 24. Life is not always sweet, but life is always sweet. Bud Light made cute real.
To test the real cheese and cheese, we have a cheese connoisseur.
That's the cheese.
We also have a crunch connoisseur. Cheesy, crunchy satisfaction. If you're watching with a market you will get close to the things that you can't see. Watch this.
okay, so I will thank you guys so much. Like I said, I will end it from there. So, I will see you guys later. Thank you. Peace out.